Welcome back to the Coalition of Friends YouTube channel. My name is Garrett, and we are once again in my car for a review of Underwater. This is my probably trying to be spoiler-free review for this movie. If there are spoilers, this is just your warning in case. But I am pleasantly surprised about how good this movie was. It is your typical giant monster movie. You can tell from the trailer or the synopsis itself that something's wrong. But I really thought this was not going to be a good movie. It's a January horror movie, and it's sort of destined to not be good. But it is. And it should have been released in a August, October, November thing, but it's not like a big blockbuster horror thing, so Disney/Fox didn't probably want to put it out then. It should have. This is not going to get the showing, like, the viewership it should, and it is really well done. Kristen Stewart is really good. She has a reputation of being in bad movies that she was contractually obligated to be in, so I can't fault her on being in a bad movie. And she's great in this movie. Jessica Henwick steals the show for this movie. Her emotional journey and the interaction she has with Smith, the character, and Kristen Stewart are really, really well done. TJ Miller is TJ Miller. He doesn't play characters really anymore, which is fine. I kind of wish he did, but I mean, I'll get what I can get with TJ Miller. He's very funny, though. Let's talk about the horror element. There are your typical jump scares, but there's not many. There's maybe 5 or 6, and they're dispersed throughout. It's not jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, jump scare. You have some thrilling moments, and a really good final set piece that they have to go through. And it's a good journey. It's not what you think of just them walking at the bottom of the thing. They go from one place, maybe walk a little bit underwater, then they're in another place, walk a little bit more, and there's pacing that's really well done in this movie. Some of the stuff is weird. There's some angles where the camera used has water droplets on it, and you can see like the glimmer of light through that. And then in the same scene, there's like a couple other shots, angles that don't have that, and it's a little bit weird for me because it just takes me out of it, because I can see those spots on the on the movie screen, and it's unlike the other ones. I don't know why this one had to have the water droplets on it, and the other takes, the other shots are more like actual cinematic cameras that are like not affected by the water. The CG is very CG, looks very video gamey, and that's okay for this movie. I know you can't really have an actual thing out in water, so they have to do what they can, have some things that are actually shot in water when it's just them, but when you have characters interacting, you have their suits, you can't put them in a pool and get those shots. So I think it's fine. It works pretty good for the movie. The alien monster thingy, its design is really, really cool. You get like a size as we go on, and I think the size increasement is very, very cool. You can kind of see like the evolution of it, or like its growing up stages, which I like. There's really good banter between the characters. They actually feel like real people. And the deaths, which there are deaths because it's a horror movie, they're a little bit unceremonious. One of them is, 2 of them are, some of them aren't. I put numbers on things, and that's not a good thing for me, but it's unceremonious in a good way. And then you have ones that are tragic, that are sad, that you're supposed to, like you feel things with. Not to say that you won't with the others, but with these you actually get more time with the characters, and it's not just them alive and then dead in one moment. You have a build-up of seeing, oh, this is what's going to happen with this character. I think the The score is pretty good. There's a mix of actual classical orchestral parts and then some good techno mix, which in this case, considering it's all technology around them and what they're using as technology, I think it worked really well. There's glimpses of like underwater mythology here and there. There's this like painting on the wall that Jessica Henwick looks at, and I think that's supposed to be an homage or like a foreshadowing to what the monster is supposed to look like. I wonder how they designed this monster. The practical sets were really interesting. They were a little bit different than we have seen from space stations or other things beforehand. There's really good slow motion shots using this, mostly with Kristen Stewart, but they look really cool. You have some sparks going on in the background, the water droplets and everything. You see some of it in the trailer. And this is trailer I don't think showed too much. I think it was a perfect trailer to set up the tone, what this movie's supposed to be about. And the opening credit thing, you have like made by this in the title sequence, and it goes from the top of the screen to the bottom as you're transitioning down, and then you get what could be over exposition, but I don't think it is. You get everything before, why this drill is there, what people think about it right now, and so on. Like any previous information that you need to know before going in, why this drill is there, where it is, how deep it is, and then you're just right in the movie and it begins from the very beginning. And I think that's really, really well done. There's not any setup to where we have characters doing their normal stuff. That's not important to the story. I kind of ran out of breath there. I do like the ending. The ending's very satisfying. This is a really, really well done movie. It's not going to be any horror classic or anything, something super special. It's just entertaining, and I was entertained. I was scared. I was stressed. I was tense. And that's props to the movie, because I don't think it's trying to go for anything special. It's not some super franchise thing. It's a singular movie, and I like what they did. So overall, I can't really fault the movie on this stuff. You have really well-developed characters, some that aren't because of the time they have on screen, but overall, really good acting performances. I just wish this was released at a better time where people would have seen it instead of January. So in the end, that's my review for Underwater. If you liked it, give it a like. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!